Hola todos. So today is actually a years after follow up on one of the first videos that I posted on my channel for the purpose of just of having a video to share with my friends or people who would be interested in having a zero waste or a minimal waste period. So this one is obviously for women or people who are on this journey towards zero waste and may have women in their lives that who would be interested in having a zero waste period. I hope more people would be using cups or other zero waste menstrual products, because we only have one earth and we only have one life, and doing everything that we can to lessen our carbon footprint as long as we're here would always be good. So for the past five or 6 years, I have been on and off using menstrual cups. On and off because sometimes I'm just lazy to. Okay, so one of the problems that I did encounter is that I underestimated my body and found out that it's beneficial for me to be using lubricants when inserting and removing the cup, because how do I explain it? If you're a runner, or even if you just wear shoes, the act of rubbing like your shoe, like a new shoe on your foot, you would have chafing. Or if you're a runner, if you don't put like grease, I know a lot of other runners put Vaseline on other parts where the garter would be hitting your skin and it would chafe while you're running. So that's something that I experienced, I think 2 years ago, and I didn't realize that everything would be solved by just using water-based lubricant, because you can't just use the non-water-based or the oil-based lubricants, because it apparently degrades the material of the cup, the silicone of the cup. So find a good, if you're a beginner, or even if you're more intermediate or long time user of the cup, I would highly suggest getting water-based lubricants to use in tandem with your cups. For me, it just made my life so much easier, and that's why I'm able to use the cup more regularly and not have any chafing down there. So okay, I would be reviewing my favorites and the stuff that I got but don't super work for me all the time. So the first one is, I will be putting links down below in the description for all these items. So this is my RETA. It's a reusable tampon applicator. Okay, so it's like a lipstick. You put it in your pouch and you put the tampon here. So it would be somewhat like that with a string here, and you just place this like regular applicator that comes with other types of tampons, but in this case you don't throw this thing away, because this costs something. It's below 100 USD, and you just use it for I think 5 to 10 years is what the website says, so long as you take care of it, you don't puncture it, or keep it clean, wash it every time you use it. Perfect. Sterilize it before every cycle is what they suggest, but I usually just triple wash it using soap and pour hot water to sterilize. Sometimes I don't sterilize, I just triple wash it. So the next item, and my favorite menstrual cup, is the Lena. So this is actually, mine is the Lena sensitive, meaning it's softer than the original Lena and it's squishier. So this is the Lena sensitive large because I have super heavy periods. And overnight I could actually fill this entire cup. But for comparison, this entire cup contains 3 to 4 tampons. I don't know the equivalent in pads, but I believe this is around like 15 to, I think 15 ml. I'm pretty sure the website would tell us. But for me, on, let's see, in my most recent cycle, the first night, I used this overnight and I got, like, for 12 hours of use, I got, like, this entire thing was full. So, going back to the reasons why I super like this is because it's soft enough. The fold I use to put it in is this. I used to do the punch down, but I find that this is too soft, that once it's inside, it's difficult for me to push this because, I don't know, probably my muscles aren't relaxed or whatever. So what I like now to use with this particular cup is this other fold. It's like the punch down, but you hold, there's this, you pull the rim, so it just makes it a little bit thicker, and once it's inside, because of the pressure of the material, it's easier to pop open like that. So at least that's what works for me and my Lena cup. So it's squishier and softer. Oh, and it's also easier for me to take out because I say that because this sun doesn't bother me, so this is most of the time just there, and once I pull it and then I'm able to hold the bottom, once I press it, you could see the suction is almost, I'm already able to dislodge, like, the suction half of the cup, which is why I like this, because once I get a hold of the bottom part and squeeze it, this suction releases faster, and now I'm able to slowly wiggle it out. So this is why this works for me. So putting it in, I'm able to fold it this way because it is squishier and softer and makes it easier for me to pop open inside. And once taking it out, once I get a grip, if I'm able to hold on to this portion, it's easier for me. The suction releases and it's easier for me to take it out. So for heavier days and for overnights, I use my Lena sensitive large. Then for lighter days, I use my Lunette regular small regular, like, this I have to compare it. Okay, so this is my Lunette. What's this? It's a thread, which is why you have to always wash your cups before you use it. So here it is. It's smaller, right? Capacity is less than this one. This has less capacity, and you would see that this is less squishier. So the Lena sensitive is softer, has a softer material compared to the Lunette. So why this works for me, and let me rephrase, why this one works for me even if it's a tougher material, is because first, it's smaller. So once again, I found out, like with me, The most important thing is once I'm able to grasp the bottom, once I pinch it, if it's more than half of the cup, it's easier for me to release the suction and slowly wiggle it out and take it out, which is why this works. And it's easier for me to put in as well. So I just use this punch down, and since it's made of firmer, tougher material, once it's inside, it's easier for me to pop open. So like this, usually do it then, because it's much firm, it's a firmer, the material is tougher than the other one. So with this one, what I find that helps me is that so long as I'm able to grasp this portion of the cup, and once I squeeze it and I already get like half of the cup, if my fingers are able to get like half of the cup, this part easily releases, the suction easily releases. So after that, I'm just slowly take it out, not like right away. You have to slowly wiggle it out. So these are my go-tos: Lena large sensitive, Lunette regular, smaller size. So those are my go-tos. I use it every cycle. And if I'm not lazy, these are the three things that I use. If I feel like I want to wait for these to dry, or it's just easier for me to put a tampon in instead of this, so I use these three products interchangeably. So the next one is my backup small cup, which is the Organicup. And the thing with the Organicup is it's actually as soft as the Lena, if you want to compare. So both of them are approximately the same in capacity, but if you see, this one is just like the Lena, it's squishier than this. Actually, the Lena is even more squishier, but this one's, they're kind of the same. So this is like on the toughness level, tough, and then this is a bit softer, and then the Lena. I use this as a backup because I like the length of the stem on the Lunette, because the stem of the Lunette is longer and this is shorter. I could easily grab the stem and get a hold of this portion, and once I have this, I just wiggle it out to release the suction and just wiggle it out. With this one, sometimes it takes me more time to get to grasp the stem and to be able to grab the bottom to release the suction and take it out. But both of them are okay, so I just prefer this, like 1 point more than this one, but both of them, it's just because of the stem. So probably if Organicup made another cup like with a stem that's longer, it would probably work as well. So only the stem is the difference for me for those two cups. Next, okay, so the next would be three different cups, or one disc and two cups, that I find it difficult to use because of the shape, and I'll show you. So this is the Lunette large, and this one's local, Manila, Philippines. The Sinaya Cup large. So squishiness first. Sinaya Cup is more squishy than the Lunette. So once again, it depends on your body. I've read or I've seen the difference between like other people like this because some other people are more sensitive that if they have a tougher material, it will be pushing on their bladder or something. People are different. People's bodies are different. There's no one size fits all. So I'm here to give probably more insight into how these things react in my body, so you could have more of an idea of what these products could possibly feel like for you. There are a lot of tests online to help you figure out what kind of cup would be best for you, and I would try to look for that website and post it in the description below. So going back to why these two cups doesn't work for me. First is because of the size, capacity, perfect. I think it's the same as the Lena cup. They can get the same amount, collect the same amount that is perfect for me. So last cycle I actually used this as well because I figured that with a punch down fold, once I put it in, it's easier to pop open because it's much sturdier. But now my problem was when I was trying to pull it out, after I got a hold of this portion, when I pinched it, you would see that I am only able to pinch 1/3 of the way, and that wasn't enough to release the suction. So I had to really pull some more to get over here, like 1/2, to be able to release the suction. And because of that, while I was at this point and trying to pull it out, I felt the suction going there. So it wasn't super comfortable, but it was still fine. Which is why I don't use this backup of the backup of a backup. I would still use it I would still use both of it. Actually, this one probably not, because this one is just okay. If you see that it's tapered below here, the same here, it just doesn't release. The suction just doesn't release for me once I hold. Okay, other people, I know one of my friends, she's able to get her fingers up until the rim and just press from here and then pull it out. She's had a child, she's given birth, so I think that is a factor, and probably more comfortable with her body. So she's able to get all up there and release from the rim. That's not how I do it. That's just not my process. So with this cup, the Sinaya and the Lunette large, that's my problem. Once I pinch this portion, I still get some of that suction, and until it's around here and I'm able to pull some more, I just feel the suction with this cup, and more so with this cup. I think I felt everything going out with this cup. So it's probably just me, because it's difficult for me to get to this height to pinch. So I'm always just pinching the bottom, and which is why I prefer the Lena, because and the Lunette small and the Organicup, because once I'm able to pinch the bottom until where the rim is, it's basically already halfway, and it's easier for me to take it out. So this shape of cup just does not work for me and my body and my process. But a lot of other people, they're able to use these kinds of cups, and it's also something with the cervix, which I have never tried to check how low or high my cervix gets when I have my period. So, but it does affect, as I've read and heard that it does affect. So the last one that I have here is my Nixit. It says Nixit menstrual cup, but actually it's a menstrual disc. And I'll show you what's the difference between a cup and a disc. So it comes in a nice box. This is the best box. This is the only box that I kept of all the others, and because the others I have already fed it to my worm farm. So it comes in this pouch, and this is the Nixit cup. The thing with this, when I got this, so when I use this, I would have to put lubrication on the entire thing, so it would go in easier. But the thing with this compared to the cup is that it doesn't suction and close, hold everything inside. The thing with this is you put it in, and your pubic bone's supposed to be here. You're supposed to tuck it behind the pubic bone, so it sits like this. If your opening is here, it sits like this, like parallel. So this is where the blood comes from, and then this is your canal. The cup would go here. This disc would just settle here, like I think it's like this tilted. So all the blood would come down here, and you would take it out like that. So I've had success using this the first 2-3 cycles that I used it. But what happened recently is when I tried to use it again, I think I was just more active. I think I was doing yoga or something. When I sat down on the floor, it popped out of my pubic bone, and good thing that I'm always wearing my Thinx underwear. So I didn't have problems with leakage. It leaked into the Thinx, so that was good. But then I realized that there are days, like especially when I am more active on that day, working out, yoga, lifting, whatever, I can't use the disc. So that is why when the only things I do on days when I could use this, I realized is that when I only sit on normal, like sit on chairs or just stand and walk. So I can't do yoga with this, can't work out using this, because it would actually pop out from under my pubic bone. And so that's why it's not effective for, I don't know, I think people's bodies are just made differently, because my other friend, who's a yoga teacher, she could not keep the disc in place at all. But it's always like with products like these, it's always a learning curve, in the sense that you have to learn how the products fit your body. So the only thing there, I think, more advantages than not, aside from the cost of purchasing it. So I would suggest for anybody is to go to the website and take the test and see which cup would match you and your lifestyle. And if you are a more active person, like you do sports or swim, especially do water sports, I think the cup is the best thing for you. And I only recently found out about the cup, like I said, 5-6 years ago. But I really wish that I've had it, like I've used it like when I was in high school or in university, because my days, especially during cheerleading practice, would have been way easier and less icky, because with the normal pads, aside from it being something that is filling the bottom of all our landfills and not disintegrating because of the plastic lining and the plastic covering and the other plastic covering and the plastic bag you bring it home. So it's like 4 different layers of plastic before it gets to you, and there's really no fast way in decomposing it and for it to degrade than years and years in the landfill or burning it. So for all you strong independent women, as one of my good friends would call ourselves, I hope that you do consider using cups, discs, or reusable tampon applicators, because I really, like I said, I really wish I had this before, especially for water sports and just on the beach. So I hope this video helps anyone already using cups, considering using cups, looking for an alternative for tampon applicator, and yeah, just hope this helps someone. So thank you for watching this video.